Today's little video is going to be around viewing and using repairs on a tablet. So pretty simple, but I must stress, you must have watched and done the repair setup video and the creating a new repair video. You must watch those two first before going towards the tablet video, this one here. But let's get into it either way. So, right, from here, let's assume, and we'll zoom into our repairs and servicing list, this guy here. And you'll see I've got a bunch of repairs in here. Now, I've created this repair, the customer's called in, and I've entered in their details. So when we look at this, we can see our customer, the appointment's been booked, what equipment they need to work on. If there's any servicing to be done, you can modify this as much as you like. You can change it around, add more options. The faults that they're reporting that we need to look at. And this work performed tab comes from the faults panel, this one back here. So this is the work to be performed on the machine that we know of at this point. If there are any products to be used, that's what we're thinking we're going to need. But at the very least, we've booked that in for 1 hour for service labor. All right, let's go back. So what we need to do from this point is we then need to assign it to a technician or a job in the workshop or out on site. And we simply select this button here, assign, and we select the employee we want to do the job. You can select multiple, but for now, I'm just going to assign it to this one person, like so. Now, once they're assigned, it will then try to email and SMS everybody that's involved. I'm going to, just for the sake of this, I'm just going to send it out via the chat app so the employee gets an update on his mobile, but I'm not going to SMS the customer. But you can do all of these as you choose, and we'll go confirm. Now, more importantly, what's happened at this point? If I now flip over to that employee, in this case it's called Sales US, I now flip over to him. He's on his tablet, this one here. And keep in mind, he's now got a little pop-up to say, you've been assigned a job. That's under his chat app. Keep in mind, all of these buttons, if you come down to this little toggle here, you can customize this screen and turn off the buttons that this employee is not going to need. So you can literally turn them off. But by default, he'll need the chat app, and that'll pop up and show you what the chat is going on, where they're at, all those sorts of things. It's showing you there that he's been allocated this job to work on. All right, let's go back. We'll go back to the main page. Now, I'm on an emulator here, but this is what the phone or a tablet will look like. All right, we're going to scroll down, and we're going to go to this repairs list option here. That will then open to that employee's jobs that has been assigned. He can ignore my jobs and it'll show all the jobs, or he can just toggle and just show his jobs that he's been allocated. So here's our job here, this one. We're going to select it. It's now loaded all the details from the desktop version directly to his tablet, and he's ready to go. You can expand on this and see all the detail that's based around that. All right. He then gets the job. He says, okay, I'm on the way. So he ticks the toggle. It says, I need to update the Google address because it's not actually correct. So I'm going to update that. It'll then email again everybody, letting you know the technician is on the way. So the customer is going to get an SMS, they're going to get an email, and it's also going to update back at head office via the chat app. All right, we'll just hit confirm. This is then ready for he's on the way. We know he's not in the right place. Ignore the yards, whichever location you. He would then hit start navigation, this button here. Now I won't do it because it's looking for a mobile device, but it'll then give you turn-by-turn directions in Google on how to get to that location. Hence why it checks the address in the first place. So he will just simply go start navigation. It'll load Google directions and it'll give him turn-by-turn directions on how to arrive, how to get there. All right. Once he arrives, he simply hits arrived. Again, everybody's updated, SMS and email, and we'll go confirm. So now he's at the job and he's ready to start. He simply ticks start and he's clocked onto the job. Now, more importantly, if we flick back to VS1, it shows that he's clocked onto the job. So you can see immediately that he's actually clocked on and he started work. I can also come down to this repairs and servicing by employee, this option, and it'll also show me how long he's been on the job and that he's clocked on. So you can see at any time what your guys are doing and where they should be and what they should be doing at any time. And it's all real time. So the moment on his tablet, he's working on the job. Now, if we scroll down, he can look at whatever the equipment is that he has to work on. He can look at what servicing is required. Now, the idea here is that you check and you say, is this item damaged or is it okay? Is it serviceable or is it non-serviceable? You can't service this. Is there work required? And is it the customer's responsibility? So this will form a report at the end of the job to say it's your responsibility to do this general repair. It's okay on the cooling system and it's serviceable. This is a great way of prompting for extra work, to get extra information out of the customer, all those sorts of things. Now, if you're not doing servicing, we'll go back. Here are the faults, so you can see what faults he has to work on. You can take a photograph of the fault at the time, and it'll also automatically prompt what he needs to do and what a typical solution would be, like so. But again, we'll go back. His main focus is going to be in work performed area, this one. So he will focus on what he has to do in here, and he'll update the status that it's in progress. He can add notes. Again, he can take photographs, attachments, the whole lot. He puts in when he worked on it. That'll load as a date, like so. And he can add predefined notes. So this is where he can say, these are all predefined, and it'll automatically load the notes for him. Each of these can be adjusted. So to finish this, he's awaiting on parts. He can't do much more with that. In this case, he's going to complete that and the date fills in automatically. He can add more jobs and again, take a photograph, the whole lot. On save, this will then tell him what he's done. He is still clocked onto the job. If he's taking a break, he would use it here. But for now, we're going to say we're awaiting parts, whatever it may be, like so. And he can get a signature from the customer to say, I've done the work. Beautiful. That's exactly what we want. We're going to close. He would also list any products he's used. So any products that he's taken use of or made work with, he would list here. If he can't add them at the time or he can't ship them at the time, he puts them on back order, this area here. If he can ship them, if he can load them straight out of the van, he will say it's shipped, like so. And again, we're going to save. Now, at this point, he can stop the job and have a finished roll for that. If he uses the Pay Now button, he can take a credit card payment while he's on site. He can do the whole lot while he's on site. Receive the money, the whole lot, and that's all through there. But for now, I'm just going to stop the job and save it on the tablet. And now he's ready for the next job. He can then move on to the next job. More importantly, back at head office, if we look at the repairs and servicing list, you can see he's clocked off, but he's awaiting parts. So in this particular case, he's waiting parts to finish the job. He can't complete it. That parts that he's awaiting for will appear automatically under this back-ordered list here. And it'll say, I'm waiting on that handle. I'm waiting on those goods to come back in. Or, back on the repairs and servicing list, You can drill back into that job. If we go to products used, you can see that he's still waiting on this particular product to come in the door. Now all the other information, the work performed, has automatically loaded. He's completed the dead battery, but he's awaiting on parts for this area here, so he can't do anything with it. There's all your faults that we've listed, and the options that you've done are right there. It will show you all your equipment and the appointment. Now, this will then load all the information all the way through and store it for you, the whole lot. So there you go. That's how to feed a job directly from the tablet. It's incomplete at this point because he's still waiting on jobs. If it wasn't, if he could complete the whole thing, he would come in here and flag it as completed, this one here. But in this particular case, we're waiting on parts. So there you go. That's how easy it is to use your tablet and make modifications. If any of that doesn't make sense, please go back with the video, re-watch, and yeah, hope that made sense. Thanks for watching.